Hello guys, welcome to my live. My name is Cheryl Grabowski and I am the Narc Slayer here on YouTube. I have a morning show. We call this the Grabowski Morning Show, and I teach people what to do with toxic relationships, how to remove toxic people. I'm an advocate for mental health awareness, okay? And this place is a whole lot positive. So y'all come on in and take a seat, and good morning. We are preparing for a tropical storm. I think the storm's name is Debbie, I think. But anyway, y'all come on in. It is dreary outside, but it's not dreary here. It's not dreary. I'm not dreary. So y'all come on in and let's chat and that's relate. Listen, if this is your first time here, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and make sure y'all hit the like button on your way in. People are just calling my phone. Can y'all hear me? Hold on for one. As soon as I get to talking, people get to calling. The light is changing. Like, what is going on? Good morning, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way in. I don't know why my screen looks dark, but all of a sudden it looks dark. It's 11 people in here. Yes, we certainly want to abide by the community guidelines. Y'all come on in. Let me go see if I can find my channel and make sure that that the light is appropriate on the screen, because it looks dim. As I look at it, it looks dim. Okay, well, it doesn't look dim there. Okay, so we cool. Y'all come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Y'all come on. What y'all waiting on? 12 people here. I don't see any comments yet. I need the comments to come on in. So anyway, I am not prepared for this storm at all. I mean, I got a little grocery in there. I got some water, but I need more water, so I need to go to the store. But anyway, if you guys are here in North Carolina, South Carolina, hey, pretty. Y'all know how this phone do sometimes. Y'all already know, because I got it on Do Not Disturb, and I'm being disturbed. What's up, JCJR714? Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Sunday. Yes, I put the pink on. Now, it's a little warm now. The pink is a little warm. Yes, it is. Okay? Anyway, it's so dreary outside. I'm going to start it off. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you this morning. Thank you. So, yes, I put the pink on this morning. So, y'all, I don't know if I've lost any more weight. I don't know, because I'm eating. As soon as I go live, my nose get to running. It's just, it'd be a lot going on. it really be a lot. I don't know if I've lost any more weight. I hope so, though. Maybe my body is getting used to not eating the meat. I don't know. You're not disturbing me. How are you disturbing me? Y'all are not disturbing me. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you. I hope you stick around. And certainly don't forget to hit the like button. It's very important, y'all, because my check that I'm getting at the end of this will not stop calling my phone. It's so annoying. But anyway, my check this month is trash. Like, I am not making any money. It is really sad. It's enough to just walk away from YouTube. I've never got a check like that before. It is horrible. So anyway, if you guys could send a super chat this morning, that would be nice. Hi, beautiful morning rose, freshly picked from the beautiful rose garden. When you smile, it sends a sweet smelling fragrance floating in the atmosphere straight to my heart. That's your beautiful. Oh, thank you. So sweet. Hey, Trevor and Daisy. Good morning. Yeah, so if you guys could send a super chat, that would be nice. Or a cash app, that would be nice. Because I'm trying to figure out what happened to the money. And I think, I don't know really. I think maybe I'm not being live. I don't know what it is. Oh, I had to private my videos. Sometimes I have to private my videos. But anyway, I've sworn to myself Good morning, Trinaya. Good morning. I've sworn to myself that there will be no more mentioning of trashy, low vibrational energy on my channel because that's not what y'all want me for. Y'all don't want me for that. Y'all want me for the laughs and the smiles and the positive energy and letting you guys know what you do to keep the stress down in your life. That's what y'all want me for. And we're going to talk about all of that. But we want to get into the good morning song. Yeah. So good morning. Da 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 da. Good morning. Da 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 da. Good morning. Good morning. Hey Carlos, how you doing this morning? Good morning. Da 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 da. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Do 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 do. Good morning. Da 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 da. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. I know we here a little early. Y'all ain't used to seeing me here before 10. It's all right. Hey, good morning. Da 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 da. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. So I hope y'all woke up on the right side of the bed, okay? And good morning. So I am going to be live for a while. Good morning, Steve Johnson. How you doing? What's up, Iceman in the building? Antonio, how y'all doing this morning? How are y'all doing? Hey, Missy Lou, good morning. Did y'all get a chance to listen to the live that we did about the toxic masculinity, for instance? Did you guys? Well, if you haven't watched, I will want you to watch and then leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Because tomorrow night we're going to do a live on toxic femininity and what that's like. Okay? So good morning, Antonio. Good morning, Steve Johnson. They won't stop calling my phone, y'all. Hey, Sunshine Love. How you doing, girl? Pretty in pink. Pretty in pink. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. So, I guess I'll sit here in the comment section for y'all for a second or two before I get to commenting because it's so early. So early. It's not even, is it 10 yet? Nope, not yet. It's not even 10 yet. Thank you, Steve. Yep, we're blonde today. I thought the blonde looked good with the pink. And I wanted to change my look. Yes, so I, hey, Sonya Boo, good morning. It's 6:58 a.m. where you are. Oh my God, that is very, very early. That is very early. What's up, Slim Baby? Missy Lou and everybody. And ASMR, I don't see her this morning. ASMR was on the panel. Bus and Rob, good morning. ASMR was on the panel with us the other night, and it was fun. That was my first time hearing her voice, and that was very nice. Thank you, Trevor. It was the first time hearing her voice, and she is a riot. I loved her commentary. I loved her professionalism. I love the way that she was able to get in there, you know, and to fit in there, and all of that was great. So I'm really looking forward to the next time that we do the show on Thursday night, the panel talk on Thursday night. And so we all were on camera, but ASMR, she wasn't. And so if some of you other subscribers or whatever and moderators would like to come up and conversate with us, just let me know. Just hit me up. If you leave me a comment anywhere under any video that I got, it gives me a notification. So commenting under a video, thank you, Sonya, is a way to communicate with me if you don't want to send an email. And I'll get it because I look at I look at the comments. And I want you guys to start. I don't know. I don't know if I want to start doing videos again, because I've been talking to you guys and getting to know people. So I don't really know about the videos. What do y'all think? Do y'all want me to go back doing videos, or you want me to keep on doing the lives? Which one? But I noticed that when we do the lives, we got the live chats, but we really don't have comments after the live for the most part. But if you catch the live on the replay, then I certainly want you to comment. Okay? And for all you Raleigh people, because I still, like, I went somewhere the other day and somebody noticed me from YouTube. I love y'all, and good morning and welcome to the channel. And if you see me out and about, just let me know that you watch me on YouTube. Hey, JC. JC says Cheryl do both. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm gonna spend some time doing some videos, even though it really feels so unauthentic. But I want y'all to know what you want me to do the video on. What do you want to hear from me? What do you want? Because now what I've been doing, as y'all see, we've been doing the lives, and then I vlog sometimes if I go somewhere or something like that. So it's been basically the lives and the vlogs. You are from the Caribbean island of Antigua and Barbados. It's a twin island, but I am from Antigua. I live in, okay. Well, welcome to the live. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button and stick around, because this is mostly a positive place, okay? It is. I was discussing with my son the other night about, really about how much I used to love his father. And he was like, Mama. I was like, yeah. I was so in love. Yes, I was. This was many moons ago. Just so in love. And he was like, well, I would want to be loved the way that you love Dad. And I told him, I said, well, it wasn't just the love that I had for your dad, but there was some people pleasing and some doormatting going on, and some, there was just a lot going on in those days. And, but I told my son I would really want him to focus on loving himself first. Yeah, to love yourself first, because there's nothing wrong with companionship and love from another person, right? It's a wonderful thing, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the things that I feel like that we decided to have to come into this world and have an earth experience so that we can experience that type of love. But it is of the utmost importance, in my opinion, that you love yourself first. And so what that means to me is that you figure out what you want out of this life. You figure out simple stuff, like, where do you like to go? What do you like to do? What do you like to wear? Where would you like to visit? What do you like? Do you like mountain climbing? Do you like going to theaters? Like, what do you like? Do you see what I'm saying? And after you make a list this big, literally, I need you all to sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and make a list that big. And once you fill that list up from the top to the bottom, and you do everything on that list, everything, then you can start focusing on someone to share that love with. Two people who love themselves properly and thoroughly, all the way to the bone, right? Two people who can make themselves happy without the other person. Without the other person. Two people. This person, the guy, the girl, whatever, could make themselves happy without the other person all the way to the bone, then you can come in and have a beautiful love. When you cannot sustain your happiness and your love for life without another person, that is not good. It's not, because the reason being, thank you for the likes, y'all. Can we get 6 more likes? The reason is life is full of unexpected situations. Hey, Sasha, good morning. And if something happens, self-love, slaying of the narcs, what healthy relationship look like, mother, child, spouse, siblings, etc. Okay, JC, thank you. Okay, that's a good start. This topic this morning is very good too, because like I said, what spun this conversation is, hey, Mystery 777, is my son saying that he would love to find a woman that could love him the way I loved his dad. Because, and then like I'm saying, but the love that you give yourself is more important. Seriously. Now, we've not been taught this way though. We've not, because we have Hallmark, we have television, we have other people in our lives like grandma, mama, daddy, cousins, neighbors, teachers, and all of that. You know, we certainly have Hollywood with the movies, and they show us the love between a man and a woman, but that's not the first love. The first love is you, loving you. And this is not a popular message. A lot of people don't say it, but this is the healthier way to go, because everybody can say, hey, Bus and Rob, everybody can say this morning that we all have been heartbroken, right? And we know that there is a large percentage of people, maybe not a large percent of people, but too many people who lose their zest for life and everything, and even consider ending their life because another person has decided not to love them back. And that's a no-no. We don't want that. We don't want that. You know, if a person decides that the love is over, and if the person decides that they don't want to interact anymore, well, Cheryl, I don't want to love you no more. I'm done. You know what I mean? Then Cheryl has to grieve that love, and then Cheryl has to know that Cheryl's bottom line is, well, you know what, Cheryl? This is what I'm saying to myself, and this is really how you do it. So I'm going to use my phone as a mirror as I see my reflection, and you do too. Well, guess what, Cheryl? I love you. Like I love you. And I think you're fantastic. And so you and I can do lots of things together. 777 says you start with yourself, loving yourself first before knowing how to love someone else. Very true. This is the healthy version, y'all. We've been told the wrong way. We've been feeling the wrong way. And we've been doing the wrong way. The self-love. Mom and dad should have set us down when we were like Ashlyn's age. Ashlyn just turned 9. And now I'm trying to show her how to, now we're working on her regulating her own emotions, because she's not a little bitty baby anymore. She's 9 years old. Trevor said, I agree with you totally. If a man or woman don't love himself, call herself, how can they be in a relationship? We first have to love ourselves. And take care. Yes, we have to. This is the healthy love. This is that thing that we've been missing, and this is that thing that has caused us to feel the most tremendous heartbreak over the years, for all ages too. This doesn't even matter about the age. This applies. There are people who are much older than I am, sometimes, that still have not learned this life lesson, the lesson of the self, love. And so you might say, well, sure, what do you mean by that? Well, you have a body, you have a brain, but that's not you. You live in it, right? And because of the body and the brain, you're able to do things and experience life. So you and your body, you see what I'm saying? Because that other person is not your body, that's their body. You have your own. So when you pick up a cone of ice cream and you taste it, those are your taste buds. You're experiencing that ice cream, so forth and so on. Let me read JC comment. That's why your voice is so necessary, because lots of people who need to hear what you're saying don't necessarily have access to the information you share. Thank you, JC. Yeah, it cost me a pretty penny, JC. It really did. Cheryl, I'm getting back to the self-awareness and love stage after dealing with the narc for years. Yes, Sonia, and love the shit out of yourself. I mean, sometimes it sounds bad when we say be selfish, but in the most beautiful and healthy way, giving you permission to be selfish for an allotted time, to love on yourself and to figure out who you are and what you want to do. Hello, just locked in. Peace and love. Thank you so much, boo. Good morning, T-girl. Because we are programmed to keep going without lessons learned in so many areas of understanding that most are dysfunctional. And I have been dysfunctional all my life until I reached out to my coach at 49. You see what I'm saying? Because my mother, not selfish, but self-full. I like that. I like that. My mother and her mother, it's just a generation before us. Y'all know how it is. You know what I mean? It was all about, you got to have your significant other with you. You have to. Like, who wants to live alone? But the thing is, you're not alone. You're not alone. And if this is the biggest catch of it all, if you are depending on another person for your happiness, I'm telling you right now, that it's not, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. But that doesn't mean that you don't deserve to have a person in your life that can share this life of love with you. Do you see what I'm saying? But the dependence on the other person is the problem, because you've got to know yourself. And so now at 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 53, 55, and 60, and sometimes 70, we are learning this lesson for the first time. So now we have other people in our lives and nieces and nephews, and we want to share. I want everybody on here, please share this information with somebody. We tell ourselves things that's so far from the truth. We really do, but that's because other people have told us those things. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't check into it. We just went on and followed that program that we've learned already. We create the pathways in our brain with this information, and then we, because that's how the brain is made. You know what I mean? So this self-love thing, when I first heard it, y'all, I've told y'all before, but I had a whole year to myself. I mean, seriously, my children, my husband was gone. The children, they had empathy, sympathy for me. They called and checked on me here and there. They might stop by, might not, but they left me alone for an entire 12 months. And I lived out of one room in my house. They went with the status quo. Listen, this is just one thing about the Grabowski. And if you're new to my channel, would you please subscribe? But Cheryl don't like status quo. I am anti-status quo. I'm telling you that right now. If you're looking for me to be a traditional person and tell you what everybody, no, we're not. I just don't. But so for the longest that I was back there in this, I lived out of one room doing all of the mirror work, talking to myself, trying to, love on myself. And it felt inauthentic. It felt crazy. I felt like a fool. I felt like a whole fool. What do you mean? Cheryl, you get in the mirror and you say, Cheryl, I love you. Like, I really love you. That's why we tune in. Thank you, T-girl. This feels ridiculous for the first time if you've never done this. You just sit there and you say, well, I love you. I love you. I love you. But I guess what? Guess what though? I said it so many times that one of them times when I said it, I connected to myself in the most beautiful and gentle and kind way. And then I was able to be patient with myself and all of that stuff. Not being critical with myself, stop being so judgmental, and to just be patient and kind, because those pathways in my brain were already there. Those programs were there. And it was going to take time and patience and a focus in order to rebuild the new pathways. See what I'm saying? We went with the status quo to be agreeable, but in our minds, we were seeing many levels above what others believe. Absolutely. But then, but look, Miss 377, at that point, then it takes courage to do your own thing and not do that status quo. Because I feel like with the status quo, it's sort of like just being lazy minded, and that, some people just feel like because the majority of people is doing this thing, then that's got to be the right thing, but it's not. A lot of times it's not. So we are focusing on our self-love, like I told my son. And I just talked to another one of my sons yesterday, and the other one 2 or 3 days ago. But they didn't know that the other one didn't know that I had the conversation with the other one. And we ended up talking about the same thing, and he started the conversation. Now I'm saying to you guys and a lot of people that I talk to, it's just time to go back and redo some things. That's all. Even if you are in a decent relationship, I want you to start doing your mirror work. I want you to talk to yourself. You understand? So they say, well, sure, schizophrenic people do that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, and even if they do, so what? I want them to do it too. Talk to yourself and be nice. Be nice to yourself. I'm serious. Be kind, be gentle, be loving, be understanding, support yourself. This thing that I'm talking about, it works. And so it works like a muscle. When you start working it, not so good. It doesn't feel, all that great. You might feel stupid. This is dumb. This doesn't work. All the things that critical brain does to us, whatever. But it doesn't matter. I don't want you to stop. I want your other mind just to listen to me and say, Cheryl says, just do this. Just do it. It's like a muscle. It's going to build you up. I promise. I promise it's going to build you up. Yes, to go above, to stand out from a different angle of perspective and novelty incentives. Absolutely. It's affirmation cards are good too. Yes, I started off with the affirmation cards. Normally I have them right here on this table, and I've written my own affirmations as well, and to have the different distinctions. All of those are good things to do, y'all, because all of that is working on the pathways in the brain. You can change your way of thinking. It's also a spiritual battle, something we have to depend upon God to fight. Once we believe we can overcome and love ourselves. Yeah, Trevor, that's true. But I would say this, you got me going in circles, beautiful. Hey, Evil Cider. I would say this, right? Because this is how I used to be. I'm just going for an example. God, I want you to renew my mind. I want you to change me. I want you to give me a new spirit, right? That's how I used to be. But now it's like this. I have to do all those things. And God has given me the ability to do that because the knowledge has come, right? And then I am capable of understanding how those pathways work in the brain, and then I'm working on it. Do you see what I'm saying? Instead of praying that miraculously something just zaps you and now you have a new brain. Not like that, but to understand that God has given me the knowledge and the understanding and the wherewithal to redo those pathways in the brain, learning how that brain works. That's how I did it. Um, it's also a physical and spiritual battle all of us have to fight. No, 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 no. Good morning. Oh, Missy Lou is here. Um, no. That's not good for the brain. No, there's no battle. It's you. It's you. There's no battle. That type of thinking um, is a distraction, really. Do you understand? Because the way that I see it, this is the way that I see it. We've been taught negative things. We've been taught things from others. Do you understand? Because when we come into this world, we got a blank slate, the brain. And so the brain has been, good morning, good morning. The brain has been taught certain things. So now it's time for us to teach it. That's it. So there's no entities outside of you that's trying to sabotage your thinking. That thought process in itself is problematic. So I don't want you to think like that. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't want you to think like that. Because that's like some type of, the way that I see it, some type of paranoia. The brain has taught, okay, so we get things from parents, friends, teachers, television, books, movies. The brain is, boom, absorbing, learning, right? So now these things that I tell you is another way, is a higher level of thinking, and it can change those things like that. Yeah, yeah. So we want to change that. So now my life is, I'm managing my life and my energy a whole lot better than I used to. And this is a practice. Like, you're not going to wake up in the morning for the first time and be able to do this necessarily. This thing, when you start doing this, it's not going to feel natural because you've not been doing it. That's just like any other thing that you do, right? But we know, the ones that know, that when you get tired of doing the same things and getting the same results, which they call insanity, when you get tired of doing that, and you you are being introduced to a new system. That's how I was. I was so desperate for change. I would do anything. Affirmation cards are great. That is called conditioning. I would do anything to figure out what is going on with me, because at that time, what's up, Phil? At that time, everything that I knew, my brain knew at that point in my life, before I called my coach, was not serving me. And some of it, a lot of it, was taken away from the quality of my life. Now, that does not mean that we don't ever have trouble anymore. It just means that the way that you deal with it is completely different. And at the same time, I'm able to keep my positive perspective stable. I'm able to get in there and regulate my emotions faster, quicker than I used to. I'm talking about a whole lot faster and quicker. Therefore, anybody in my life and in my immediate surroundings, they benefit from that energy that I cultivate. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's very contagious. It's very contagious to talk to and associate with someone who is regulated and, able to, you see, I'm talking from experience, so am I. If I don't know how to drive a car, I cannot teach you, because I don't have, you could go, Mona, it's not in that frame right now. I don't have the experience. Once I learn to drive that car and get the experience, then I can teach you. Well, absolutely. That's why I'm here. Okay, absolutely, period. Okay, so all of this, what we're talking about this morning, self-love, that's introspection. Okay, self-love and this brain work, because I am so like, and this sounds so nerdy, but it's really not. I'm so in love with the brain right now. It's just a brain thing. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I used to teach the King James Bible, and one of the things, one of the scriptures that people would say all the time was, with my mind, I serve the Lord with my mind. But technically, that's true for everything. You know what I'm saying? Even love, seg, everything comes from the brain. See what I'm saying? So, yeah. So the self-love is important. And men, I have 3 sons that are all adults. And I would love if I could go back and influence them to not be in a relationship to begin with, and to not move in with the woman, not at all, to be single, and to live. I tried with my youngest son. I really tried, because I learned a lot. I was a better parent with him, and I love the fact that, after he graduated high school, well, before he graduated high school, he was already working. And so he went up to the bank, and he saved his money. Then he went to the bank, and then he got a loan for a car. He purchased his first car, and, you know, and, he had a nice savings. He had his car. He was still staying with me. I wanted him to transition from my home into independence, and not to have a girlfriend, certainly not to have a baby, and just to be a young man with a good savings, and going on to work for someone, or to become an entrepreneur, and to be just totally sufficient, and not struggling to pay his bills, but just having that good savings. And I told him, you can stay here until you turn 28, 29 if you want to. Just build your account. That's what I wanted for him. I wanted him to put himself first, and to love himself. But I think I learned late, and so therefore my children learn late, and so now I have my grandkids. So with them, yeah. Now some people say, well, I've noticed that Caucasian people marry very early. They're normally married by the time they get out of college. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know what that's about or whatever. But to me, for all people, don't. And somebody might say, Cheryl, don't say that. I don't know. But I'm telling you, it's not it. I mean, I just feel like falling in love with someone and rushing into that type of lifestyle, possibly having a child early and all that stuff like that, it's not. You're working backwards. You're working backwards. That's just how I see it. I feel like until you've gone to school, gotten your education or trade, you've worked a good while, you have a good savings, and you start out with your own place, living your own life, and doing, if I could, but y'all know we can't redo it, right? can't you can't redo it. But for any person who listens to me, and I'm telling you, I feel like, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not saying that you can't date. I'm saying I want you to date responsibly. And even for older people, like somebody like me. You know, I love love. I told y'all that. I've been a love addict in my life, and but my new love is me. And yeah, hmm so that's how I see it, y'all. I really do. Because, oh my God, Cheryl, you're a narc slayer and a myth buster. When people are exposed to better than can do better, however, some are resistant to what they don't understand or are familiar with. Oh yeah, JC, I know that. You're right. Um, you're right. Let's go. Let's look at why uh, the idea why someone would be so in love with having someone with them from the beginning. Well, when it comes to the narcissist, we already know the narc can't be alone, right? Because they're living off of someone else's energy, and the mentality is this: I'm going to find me someone, because me and my sons just had this conversation. I'm going to find me, I will, JC, I'm going to find me someone who I can help support me. Whether that narc is a woman or a man, doesn't matter. Just that is their thinking. The thinking is not independence. It's not that. It's not that. You know, they kind of say it just, because of like, I love you, but it's not really love. Is I see that you're smart. I see that you're talented. I see that your family has resources, and I want all of that for myself. That's what it is. I see that people love you. I see that you have light. I see that you're popular, and I want that for myself. I literally want to take all of your good traits and exploit them for myself. But it doesn't, of course, they're not going to say it that way. They're going to say it, you're mine and I'm yours. Like, we're going to be together no matter what. Do you see what I'm saying? So is that. I always talked about traps that people could fall into, young people. One of the traps is love, that toxic relationship with this person who is exploiting you and really doesn't love you. That's one. Another trap is religion. If you really are ensnared by a religious narcissist, both of these situations, you will be imprisoned. You will find yourself in a life jail. 9 times out of 10, you will be in that jail for a long time. This is not a joke. This is not a game. You will be ensnared. Okay? And my thing is, Cheryl Grabowski is an advocate for freedom. I am so in love with authenticity, freedom. I love it, right? But if you are ensnared in either one of those situations, you will be in prison, okay? And these are things for people to look out for. Now, it just doesn't happen to young people. It happens to old people too. Let me tell you the story about this wonderful woman that I knew. And I could tell you a story about a man too, but today I'm going to tell you a story about a woman. So there's this woman, and she's a church lady, beautiful, short, petite, brown skin, beautiful smile, beautiful spirit, wonderful personality, career woman, homeowner, beautiful home, beautiful things in it, just beautiful. She wants a husband. She's naive though. She's an empath too. This is a real story. So she's part of a church, and she gets courted by this man who is really nice looking, and his family has a good reputation, but he doesn't, because he's been to prison. 17 years he spent in the prison for sexual crimes. I'll say it that way, right? But he's nice looking, and of course he sees her and he dresses nice, and he's out the prison 17 years for sexual crimes. So they're all into the church environment, and she, you know, she courts him because maybe she thinks that, he's changed, or that, she deserves happiness and love. So they get married, right? Um, so they have this marriage and things are going okay or whatever. I'm her stylist, at the time. And um, so the news comes on one day. The news comes on, and there he's on the news for a sexual crime again. He's right there on television, ABC News. Picture, everything. He's, the police son came to her home, picked him up. They come in there and they found a towel from the woman that he sexually attacked inside the marital home. Found the towel right in the house. So what he had been doing was, he had a job where he had the key to apartments, right? So since he had the history of sexually attacking women, peeping Tom type energy, right? Um, so he's doing it again after 17 years in prison. So she comes to the salon and she says, I don't know what happened. Now, back in those days, I was in my 20s. That's how long ago this was. And I'm saying, just like she's saying, what happened? He's in church like you. That's my thinking back then, not now. Why did he do that again? So many years that he's spent in prison. Like, why would you do that again? So she didn't know the answer. She, her hair started coming out. So much stress, the humiliation, the embarrassment, the love, the broken heart, because there were parts of him that probably was okay, and she loved him, or she would have never married him. And I'm just saying, oh my God. So he obviously is a broken person, right? Everything that he was before her, he was with her still. Okay? So when he saw this wonderful, kind, empathetic, beautiful, successful woman, then he did what he knew he could do. Meanwhile, he's the same person. He's wearing the mask. He's wearing the facade. So he's in the church, so he knows how to talk church lingo. He knows how to look like church people. See, this is everything that we talk about on this channel. When I look back over the pages of my life, there are hundreds of stories that I share with you guys, because I've lived a lifetime. I'm the narc slayer now. Now I'm in full recovery now. Now I can look back and see over the pages of time, in different scenarios and different people, you can see all of everything that I teach about in these stories. So we don't get to go back and redo it. We don't get that. My life, I use it to be a sounding board for some of these things that we can look out for. You know, they say in the religious world, they say, well, God has forgiven this person, Cheryl Grabowski. This person is in church. This person is saved. This person is born again. This person is new. No, no, they're not. They're not. They're the same person. Same. Until you learn how to meet your shadow side. See, you can't say that a person is saved, born again, set free, and delivered. This person who wants to claim this thing because this thing is going to make me new. No, it's not. It's not going to make you new. You have to understand who you are. Your good and your bad, your light and your dark. And you got to be okay with it all. And then, after you're okay with it all, then you've got to confront yourself. Whole lot of times. Just going to the altar and getting somebody, or calling your son and getting your son to pray. Good morning, Carlos. To getting your son or your mother to pray over you to get rid of that thing that you know, or that woman, this woman that has this thing. Because it's not just men. That's not going to work. Cheryl would not have you ignorant. There's no way. I don't want you to think that, because that's not how it works. But I'll show you how it works. Us as human beings don't know how to do a complete observation of another person. We pursue compatibility without realizing how to get into the deeper layers of a person's having common interests is one. Yes. So from the church perspective, where I used to be, if that person says that they're Christian, if that person walks like one, if that person dresses like one, and if that person hangs out with them, then that person, that's enough. That's all of my checks and balances. For the most part, this person has a job because that man did have a job and all of that stuff, then that's okay. But no, you need to know something about their history. The probability of us repeating what we've done in the past is high. The past is a strong indication of the future if the work has not been done, period. Yeah. So, but the good news is the work can be done. You can do it. We can do it. The work has to be done. And it's a lifetime. A lifetime we spend. Science says absolutely. We can do it because it's a lifetime of redoing the pathways in the brain by loving ourselves, using affirmations, and understand all of the different layers of a human being. You see what I'm saying? That's why I advocate for ministers having, I want to say psychology, but now I'm going to replace that for introspection. Do you understand? Because psychology sometimes kind of can be missing the layers too, sometimes. But I guess you could say psychology and introspection and ministry. What's up, Cross Joe? How you doing? And so all of this, hi Jordan Hicks, all of this adds up to be, yes Cheryl, that's good. Thank you, JC. All of this adds up to be a better experience in life, because we do, all of us do. We deserve to have a better life experience, but sometimes we can't because we don't know. We don't have the information. I'm doing good, Jordan. How you doing? We don't have the information that we need. I cried this morning. I laid in my bed this morning and I cried. And I told Mama, I said, Mama, I'm so sorry for, I know she, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that her whole life was a disaster, but I'm saying from the conversations that she and I had, like she just had the wrong information, you know? And so this life that I live now at 53 years old, for my children, my friends, my social media, you guys, my supporters and my subscribers, I'm here to share. and to help. Because if I think about it, um, over my lifetime, like these conversations that I've had with these fantastic people here and there, they all they were helpful, tremendously helpful. I talked to a young lady the other day and she says, I don't talk to anybody about my business, she said. Because what good would that do? How is that going to help? She said to me. She was so serious. And I said, really? I said, well, I've talked to many of people, had conversations with people over the years. And it always helped. Honest analyzation would cover the perspective, but most of us are trying to be seen without flaws and issues, but we all do. I hate that. I've grown to hate the presenting as perfect because it's a lie. It's not real. Do you understand? Our good parts and the bad parts of us are all necessary. I hate it. I hate that presentation of, Cheryl Grabowski is perfect. Not true. Not true at all. Cheryl Grabowski is a work in progress. And I recognize it right away. Me too. I hate it. I hate it. I've literally grown to hate it, So when the young lady said that she didn't want to talk, or what good would it do talking to people? It's going to do a lot of good. You can't heal if you ain't real. No one is perfect. Ooh, now that's a t-shirt right there. That right there need to be on some merch, honey. You can't heal if you're not real. No one is perfect. No one. No one. And the reason being is because, like I told my sons yesterday, we had some fan. Matter of fact, all three of them were here at one point yesterday. We had some, and I wanted y'all to listen to us talk, but they were like, no. I said, well, they don't even have to see us. I could just put the. They was like, no. But we're all on a journey, and we're in different lanes at different times on the journey. All of us. So I'm working on not being so critical and judgmental while people are on their journey, because even though I would like for my sons to be at a different place at different times on the journey, but that's not my responsibility and that's not my business. It's their business. It's their business. I could be here to share information, but I can't feel frustrated and stressed out and depressed and darn near losing my mind because my son is in a situation and it seems like he can't figure it out. That's his business. You know what I'm saying? And if I pull him out of the place where he's in, because it's all he's gotta, and you've got to, and I've got to learn the lessons and figure it out. Like I told my middle son yesterday, I said, listen, nobody gets to graduate without earning it. Nobody. The universe will literally, you say God, the universe, however you want to say it, life. I love to say life. Life is going to redirect you, honey, and you're gonna end up right back on that floor that you were on until that lesson is learned, because that's what life is all about. Whether you're in this dimension or another, it doesn't matter. I want to read this comment. I'm 53 years old and I was hurt in the church some years ago. I gave them control over my life. Have not found anyone to trust in the church yet, so I'm learning. That's a good thing, baby. Keep learning. Keep learning. And trust in yourself. Okay, so when I was a young girl, I used to be the one that family would ask me to help handle the business of getting my brother out of jail, which he went on a regular. He knew we were coming to get him out. Mm. Is he still going to jail now? When my sons went to jail, I left them. I left them in the jail. The first time they went, I went there. Mm-mm. My oldest son, I did not go there. I left him there for 40 days. And my second son, I went there. And the judge said that I could take him home. And I asked her, would she hold him for 2 weeks? And that's sort of like what I'm teaching about today. Everybody is on their journey. This is the lesson that my mama never learned until she probably months before her death came about. You've got to let people evolve and grow. You can't keep throwing out the lifeline. They're not going to learn the lesson. It's important. Some of y'all might think, oh, Cheryl, that's harsh. What's up, Demario? How you doing? WV, hey, girl, good morning. Some of y'all say, ooh, Cheryl, that's rough. I did that from the beginning. The reason why, let me just tell you, look, JC, I'm going to read your message. The reason why I did that with my sons, because I watched my brothers go in and out of jail. And I've watched my mother rescue them. And because of that, I said, I will not rescue. I just want it to be, I want the experience to, with them to resonate to the bone so that they won't go back. And even my mother said, Cheryl, she said it afterwards. She said, I don't know how you did that. And I wish that I was strong enough to do it, but I wasn't. But it worked because my sons don't go to jail. But it's hard to disconnect from the situation and outcome when it's your children. It is hard, JC, it is. My biggest struggle, really? You'll keep getting the assignment until you pass the lesson. I'm the biggest witness of that. I'm still experiencing some of it now. But yeah, it was my mama's biggest struggle too. I now work at a jail and they will not hold kids anymore like they once did. You must pick them up. Well, he wasn't a kid. He was an adult. He was just a young adult. I wish more people looked at it this way. When your child grows up without consequences, they become an adult without consequences. No lesson is learned. Do that or don't pursue them at all. I think they suffer more in the long run when you keep saving them. Listen, I don't even know how I did it. I just knew that, you know, I've told y'all about regretting some things as a mother to my children. You know, I've told y'all. I've been forthcoming with my shittiness on YouTube about my children. That I do not regret, because that I did right. Don't know where the wisdom came from. Don't know how I was able to do it, but I did it because while they were there, they were watching their peers come right out of the jail because the parents went right down there and got them out. Do you see what I'm saying? And some of my brothers are career criminals. Do you understand? They in and out, in and out, in and out, and I just didn't want that. It was a lesson they had to learn, and people say you are wrong for that. Don't know how much it hurted you. That's right. You don't know because it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. They don't know. They just going and getting your child from jail. A child that, this is the thing, I talk to my children now, and I've always talked to my kids then. These conversations that I want to have with y'all, me and my children, the reason why I want y'all to see it, because this is what we do. This is what we've been doing forever. Um, but I'd already communicated with them. I was a struggling single mother, you know. It was hard to pay rent, lights and water and food and insurance and everything by myself. Do you see what I'm saying? I was giving them everything I had, and I just needed them not to do that. Yeah, I'm learning to get out the way. You just don't know how you're helping me. Wow, appreciate you. Have a great rest of the day. I gotta go. Peace and love. You too, JC. Good morning. How you feeling? Hey, Jacob. I'm doing good. Caesar Rios, how you doing? Good morning. And yeah, it probably, if you would ask them now, they would probably say, "You shouldn't have done me like that, Mama." Because I mean, they have said that to me. That was horrible. That was terrible. Um, I didn't want them to go back. Hey, Elon Valentine, how you doing? I didn't want them to go back. I love mine. Love them then, love them now. I felt like, you know, but I can imagine they were going through a lot too. They were coming out of a broken home. I was single and struggling. It was a lot. It was a lot. I've learned a lot. Hmm. Can y'all thumbs up if you're new here in the live this morning? Can you thumbs the live up? Um, so yeah, it was a lot. Hmm. Hmm. There are lots of life lessons here, guys. Lots, whole lot. I've seen grandparents in their 70s come down to the jail at 2 in the morning to pick up a grandson. It was difficult to watch. This woman with an oxygen could barely breathe, could barely walk. That's how my mama. I was talking to one of my spiritual mentors the other day, and I was outside, and I told her, I said, I know, gardeners, wow. It was so hot outside, and I told her, I said, you know what my mind shows me? And she says, what? I'm thinking about grandmas who are raising their grandchildren, right? Or grandfathers who are raising their grandchildren. They're still working. They're on the bus route, and they have to be out here in this heat from the job to the bus stop. Then when they get on the bus, they get a relief from the hot. But I'm just saying, oh my God, it's just terrible. Thank you, Bethany Wooldridge. Thank you, girl. It's terrible. So my heart goes out. These life lessons that we talk about, like I told y'all in the beginning when you guys first met me, I realized that I have a different perspective, that I don't follow status quo. I've stood out like a unicorn in my life. Um, yeah. These are some of the decisions that I've made along the way. Like I said, I've watched my brothers um, be career criminals. And my dad, he He got locked up a little bit when he was younger. He called it the chain gang. We were like, Cheryl, he and I would watch movies together, and I would see the men chained together, breaking the bricks. And I said, is that where, I said, when you were in jail, you wore those kind of outfits like that? And he said, yep. And we worked along the railroad and chain gang. So he had gone to prison a couple of times when he was younger, but through my lifetime, never saw my father in jail. He was a brick mason, and he worked. And he worked until he couldn't work anymore. Um, Thank you, Elon. Thank you so much. He worked until he couldn't work anymore. And so we, my brothers, we all saw Daddy work. And he was not a career criminal. He was a working man. Um, but they went down that path. And I just didn't want I didn't want my sons to do that, because they watched me and their dad work. Like I've always worked, and so did their father work. We were working people, both of us, since we were children. hmm We had our first. I left home as a teenager, and we had our first apartment when I was 17. He was 18. He was 20. hmm So we worked. Period. So I didn't want my sons to be on the corner and be in jail. I just didn't want it. But they tried it. They tried it. And I was like, why are y'all doing that? Don't you see me work? But I think young people, they look at the other stuff that other children have. You know, the Jordan tennis shoes, and yeah, I won't doing that. I'm a single mom. I'm not putting no Jordans on your feet. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I didn't wear them, and you're not going to wear them either. Now, I get you a pair of Nikes, a pair of Allen Iversons, or something like that. You can get that, but no Jordans. I'm sorry. When you turn old enough and you go get your first job, you can buy all the Jordans that you want. But Cheryl ain't buying them. No, we ain't doing that. And that's another thing. You could tell I didn't follow status quo, because, you know, I saw lots of other women my age, you know, and some of them lived in the housing authority in Section 8 and stuff like that. And they put their children on them Jordan tennis shoes. They would. They were not able to afford them, but they put them on their children's feet. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? You shouldn't do that. So, y'all, I've always kicked against the prick my whole entire life. I'm the 53-year-old that was hurt in the church. My settings all messed up. My 3 nephews have all done 20 plus years. Ooh, child. What? $20 plus years? 20 years? Oh my God. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. 20 years? Your nephews? I didn't want that for my children. God, mm-mm. That's just like you were born into this world, and then you just gave your life away to other people. Like, no. No. You know what? I wish too, since we're talking about prisons, you did good to leave them. To leave who? Um, oh, to leave my sons down there. Oh yeah, I know I did. It was hard though. When I brought my middle son out, when you know how they let him out the jail and we walked out the jail doors? It was a beautiful sunny day. My boy's here. He got down and kissed the ground. And that was it. That was history. He was real young too. He was about, I think he was about 18. He's like 32, 33 now. Hey Carla, um, we don't even want to get into the jail system. Our African American men in the jail. Hey Anthony, how you doing? Um, the jail. Oh boy, that's a big business, right? That's a conversation to be had. I think we'll do that on a panel talk at night. But I didn't want that reality. I have a brother that's in there right now, and and so we're supporting him, me and my other two brothers and one of my nephews. And they just sent. Do y'all remember my brother that's incarcerated, the one that's mentally retarded? Do y'all remember when I showed y'all him? They just gave him 3 to 4 years, so he's been downtown a year and 2 months. I'm good, Ma. In prison, I was in there for 5 years. I was 17. Oh my God. You went at 17? How old are you now, Anthony? How old are you now? Thank you, Kishore. How old are you now? I'm glad you're not in there now. Don't go back. Because the statistics say that they go back, but, oh, Lord Jesus. But yeah, my brother got matter of fact, I need to call his attorney. Hey Mike, you're 28 now. Good for you. I'm going to share your morning show with my sister this morning. Last question, do you take on clients for like a Zoom therapy? No therapy, because I'm not a therapist. I'm a life coach, and I do conversations over the phone, but I could do a Zoom. So you could hit me up in my Gmail, Grabowski Cheryl 4@gmail.com. I'm a good boy now. I'm a chef. Good for you. Good for you. I've known so many men, a couple of white guys too, that have, but mostly black, that have been to prison and straightened their entire life out, and it's the thing of the past. Yes, I'm a life coach. You're welcome, Tanya. Um, so yeah, 9 times out of 10, like I said, my boys, how they went to, how I feel like, well, first of all, they made the decisions to do what they did, and that's how they went to jail. Um, but they are survivors of narcissistic abuse and generational trauma, right? That's why I landed here on YouTube. I myself had my own issues, even though I was not thriving, surviving, working mom, you know, and all that good stuff, knew to take care of my children, to provide for them, went through some ups and downs. So they were recipients of the life that I lived as well. So I can see how they steered in that direction. But I had to be extreme because I didn't want that to be a habit for them. Well, have a great day, Mom. Keep looking fine. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate you. So, yeah, it's been a journey. Lots of life lessons along the way, with me and my adult children now, because everybody grown, honey. The baby 26, the oldest is 36. Okay, and then 2 in between. But anyway, y'all, this was a really good live. Share the live on your social media. Share it to your Facebook or your Instagram or wherever you are. Share the live. Thank you so much. I'll be back later on today. Oh, let me tell you about Giles. So my stepdad did have the pacemaker put in. The doctor called me. He did fantastic. He's still doing good. That should give him some of his energy back, because he had lost lots of energy. And he's going back over to the rehab that the place that he loves to be at before he let those people talk him into going to the other place. And so I'm gonna see if he could stay there long term. But anyway, y'all, kisses and hugs. I'll see y'all later on today. Um, I'll see y'all in about 30 minutes when we do the mukbang. Thank you, Missy Lou. Thank you. Y'all have a good day on this Wednesday. And Lord, I hope that y'all be praying for us that this storm don't be too bad. Because I think it's supposed to, yeah, we're supposed to be feeling it around today at 4 o'clock. All right, guys. Bye.